Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my top 10 favorite shows of all time 2022 update list. We made this list twice before, once in 2019 and once in 2021 last year. And I was planning on doing this, kind of updating it every year because my tastes change, plus I see new shows and everything. So I wanted to kind of keep updating this on a yearly basis, and I just hadn't gotten around to it yet this year. I was originally going to do it probably in January, since last year it was in January. But I didn't. And there's no real explanation for it. It wasn't even a conscious decision. It was just something that happened. I just didn't. I kind of forgot about it, honestly. But I think it's kind of a good thing that I did. Because during the course of this year, I have seen a number of shows that deserve to be on this list, and as such, I think, I think it's good that I waited. I think it's good that I gave it a little bit of extra time so I could highlight these shows as well. Now, for all the shows on this list, not all of them will be from previous lists, from either of the two previous lists. Some of them will be new additions, obviously, and they will not necessarily be in the same order. If a show was like at the number 3 spot before, it might not still be at number 3. Because as I mentioned, my tastes change and everything. And while I might still love a show, and it's still worthy of being in the top 10, its placement might have changed due to either not watching it a while or watching it again, or so on and so forth. Things just change as time goes on. Now, there's no real rules for this list. As long as it's a show and I've seen a good portion of it, that's all that really matters. I don't necessarily have to have finished it if it is a finished series already, but I have to at least seen a very good portion of it. I would say at least half of what the series has to offer, and that's just because that just allows me to truly have a understanding of how I feel about the show. While anything can change, obviously, this list will change in the future, so that these shows that are unfinished may not be on the list in the future. And if it's a show that's like, oh, it has another season coming, as long as I've finished, again, most of what's currently out is what I'm going by. But any show counts. It can be anything. So there's no real restrictions in that regard. Just kind of have to take it as it goes, basically. And there's no real other rules or regulations for a list like this. It's just it's personal taste. It's not based on any metrics like of any sense of like anything you can quantify, basically. It's not based on anything like that because I believe that all media by nature is subjective, or rather the quality of all media is subjective. I do not believe that any part of a piece of media's quality can be quantified as objective in any way. That includes animation, story, characters, voice acting, music, etc. All of it, I believe, is as subjective as you can get. It is entirely up to the interpretation and experience of the individual experiencing it. And so, my interpretation will not be the same as yours, necessarily. My order on this list might not be the same as yours. There might be some shows on this list that you don't like. Or there may be some shows that you think deserve to be on this list that won't be. And that's fine. And keep in mind, just because it's not on this list doesn't mean I don't like it. These are just my personal current top 10 of all time. There are more than just 10 shows I like, believe it or not. So this is just based on where I'm at currently. What I'm personally feeling towards just shows that are on my radar, shows that I'm really highlighting here. And that's pretty much how I view it. So it will be linked to in the description below. You can find the link to BitChute there. The reason is I'm going to be using clips. It's just easier because if I try to like talk about all of the shows, it's just going to be a lot of the same stuff. It's like, oh, I like the characters. I like the story. I think the music and voice acting is neat. Stuff like that. I'm not great. I'm not the best at being able to express that kind of stuff in words as easily, especially speaking them. Writing them down, I'm a little better, but still not good enough to, I feel like, be able to say a lot about the series without like going into like super heavy detail and making the video ending up being like 2 hours long, which I'm not going to do. So instead, we are just, again, linking in the description below to BitChute, where I will post a clip show. It'll just be a clip that I like from the series. Most likely just a scene that really stands out to me. Something like that. It may not even be my favorite scene in the series, just one that stands out. And I'm very excited to share my choices with you all, because again, there are some notable changes. I think 6 of the entries that were on the 2021 list are still there, but that means there's 4 that have changed. 4 that were on the 2021 list that are just no longer on the list, and 4 new ones that have been added in. And the 2019 list is even further removed. So it's like there's some notable differences. And again, placements and specific spots are different, so it's definitely a different list. And that's to be expected, honestly. And honestly, I think it's going to change again even pretty soon. There's a couple shows that I could very much see entering onto it very, very soon. But I don't know. We'll have to see. We will have to see. In the meantime, we're just going to get on with it. So, once again, the link to the actual list is in the description below. It is on BitChute. Should be a pretty short video, like less than 10 minutes for sure. Probably like around 6-7 minutes, I would assume. I haven't actually made it yet as of recording this. I have to put all the clips together, but it's not going to be long. It's not going to be long at all. I'm probably not even going to use a minute's worth of clips for each one on average. So I'd love to hear your thoughts, though. So after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. Tell me what some of your favorite shows of all time are. Tell me what options on my list you really like, or what ones you think would be on your list in lieu of ones on mine, and so on and so forth. Just let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you think of my list and what would be on your own. But in the meantime, I would say that I hope you enjoy the list. Not much else to add in, and yeah, again, I'd love to hear your thoughts, so thank you all so much for tuning in, and yeah, enjoy.